All right, story time. And by no means am I sharing this story for empathy or sympathy. I'm sharing this story because a lie can travel around the world before the truth wakes up.
Yo, you tuning into the Notion Podcast. I'm your host, Dizzy D Spill, and it's time for another reaction right here on Outlawed Opinions. So we have brother man Matt Barnes here, caught up in a scandal, and I'm not going to do too much talking. I'm just going to let him do his thing. But before I do that, if this is your first time here on the Notion Podcast, please do us a favor and turn the notifications on right after you subscribe so you don't miss any more of this dope content and our reactions. Let's let Matt have it.
And although this is all being handled legally and people are in the process of being sued, I wanted to address it because the bullshit continues to come out. For like the last 6 to 8 months, there's been a lot of bullshit, particularly posted by Tasha K, and some new chick just got into it, Jessie something, about messages, text messages, voice audios, all this shit. And it's 1,000% all bullshit. And I'm going to explain why, and I'm going to show you some receipts to show you that I'm not lying, because unfortunately today you got to do that.
Okay, so he mentioned Tasha K, who I'm very familiar with, and he also mentioned Jessie Woo, who we've covered over something controversial that she said earlier this year. Now, I like Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes is, he a real one. He's from the Sacramento area. Of course, he played for multiple teams, including my Lakers. I actually met brother man some years ago, going to the same barbershop. Down to earth guy. No, he's had his controversial moments. I like Matt Barnes. I love the All of the Smoke podcast. So yeah, this is the situation. Obviously, it's a scandal regarding a woman. As you see up top, Matt Barnes calls out alleged 60K extortion scheme, reveals woman sent fake stories to blogs, drop screenshots, cash app receipts, and voice notes. These are all things that are alleged, and these are all things that are very, very possible with AI and with different editing apps to where this could be true. But we got to let Matt explain his side in his own words. Because that is important, and we do got to be careful with the responsibility that we have with influence, with content creation and stuff like that. So I'm gonna drop the next video.
This started July of 2023. My ex and I had split up for about a month, and this chick DMs me, and I entertain her. We go back and forth. Conversation gets spicy. But we never met, never kicked it, never met, never seen this chick one time in my life. And then fast forward, my ex and I got back together. So I told her. She got a little weird, but she kind of just fell back. So moving along, we get back together and we end up doing this reality show. And while we are on this reality show, we find out we're pregnant. So we announced that on the reality show. And when that airs for the world to see, I start getting hit up from different phone numbers. Tripping. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to expose this.
Okay, so from what I got from this clip right here is that basically it sounds like somebody wasn't ready to let things go when he decided to reconcile with his lady and they have a baby on the way. This is common. Women do this a lot when they feel some type of way, or they feel like that the woman that the guy is dealing with is now in her position, or she's supposed to be old news. And I'm not going to go in on just the women. There's a lot of fellas out here that have attachment issues. You know what I mean? Attachment issues. So they're not ready to let it go, and they're mad. And that's when you hear the crazy stuff like, "Who got my baby pregnant? The person that she let get her pregnant." And dudes is crashing out and they pulling up with the homies and pulling up with the stick or the tool or whatever you call it, and it just can get really, really messy. Which is why I encourage marriage. It sounds so unpopular until you see situations like this. So, both sides do it, men and women, and it could get really messy no matter how transparent you try to be when there's a person that won't leave the situation alone that keeps showing up. So let's get more into the story and see what else happened with good old Matt Barnes here.
So I think to myself, like, expose what? Like, we've never kicked it, met, person, shook hands, hugged, none of that shit. So I'm like, expose what?
That's
but
weird.
At the same time, my ex was a little older, which is a high risk pregnancy. And I didn't want no bullshit like that coming out. So this chick said, pay me or I'm going to release our text, our conversation, our DMs. And I'm like, you really don't have shit. But again, okay. So I start paying this chick some bread for about a year.
Gotta stop the video. Matt, what are you doing, brother? Under no circumstances, let me tell you something, fellas, for you guys out there that get in a situation like this with women, or let's just say you're cheating, you're messing up. Under no circumstances do you deal with extortion, because it's never going to end. Once you bite the bait and they see that you are willing to cash out or do whatever for their silence, they never stay silent. There are people that have signed NDAs. The commander-in-chief had a woman sign an NDA, if you remember her. I don't remember her name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. And guess what? To try to take the man down, what happened? She opened her mouth. People, listen, even if a woman signs an NDA, she's still going to tell her homegirl, her best friend, her mama, her sister. Somebody has to know. She cannot keep the secret to herself. I know personally people that have confided into me with certain secrets, and I haven't told them, and I will not tell them for those of the people that I'm close to and people I don't rock with anymore. But this is never a good, see the look on Matt's face? That's how I feel inside right now. You do not do that, because it's never going to end. That was a first mistake right off rip listening to this, that you do not do that under no circumstance. And on top of that, it's hard to make people believe that you're not guilty of something when you do something like that. Somebody you've never met before. Think about that, y'all. Now, this may sound crazy, but it's like, yo, this is what you have lawyers for. I mean, even that right there, the threat right there could have been something that you put in with court. So that sounds a little shaky right there. If I know I'm innocent, I'm going to fight for my innocence. I know Shannon Sharp said he was innocent when he was being threatened, and for some reason he wanted to pay, because usually when this happens and a guy is innocent, they have something that maybe makes you look guilty, and you're going to have a hard time explaining that, which is why you have to be careful with how you move. But since he's never met this woman before, he has a hell of an argument. So why he would do that makes me question, what did you do or what did you say that makes you look guilty? So let's let him finish and go through these clips, man. This is wild. This is crazy.
And I'm going to show you those receipts too. And during this time, I'm kind of just tapping in with her, because she's a wild card. She's a nutcase, and kind of just checking in, having empty conversations to make sure she's cool.
Yeah. I'm sorry, brother, man, did that, bro. You, yo, you too high profile, man. You too high profile for that, brother, man. Too high profile.
September of last year, we have the baby. And I keep paying her until the end of the year. So until December. I think December 6th was the last time I sent her bread. So come January, she flips out. You need to do this. If you don't do this, I'm going to expose everything. So I just confessed. I told my ex, like, look, showed her the DMs, the conversations, proved that
That's what you should have did. That's what Matt Barnes should have did from the beginning, before any money was sent out. If he had been transparent with his lady, even though she's probably dealing with a difficult pregnancy or a pregnancy, whatever the case it is, you should have told her, get that stress out. Maybe she'll give you some game or some ideas, or maybe she has some resources. Women are detectives. His woman probably could have tracked her down and figured some stuff out and got her up out of there. I know mine is. So that's what should have happened in the beginning. But see, now you kind of made a paper trail on yourself. Fellas, take notes. Take notes. Because he really could be innocent in all of this, but it does not look good based off of what he's saying in his own words. I would have told my lady from Jump Street. I had a homeboy that was in a situation where he was being threatened. And I said, tell her, bruh, just tell her. And it got nasty. It got weird and crazy, but they they survived. They survived that scenario. They're not together anymore, but they at least survived that scenario because he kind of tried to get ahead of it. Do not give, especially with these women that are on some BS, don't give leverage, man. Should have did, man. I wish he had did that from Jump Street because, man, these sack chasers and these gold diggers is not a game. They will play dirty.
Never kicked it with the chick. But this chick starts going crazy and saying, I'm going to expose you and you just wait. And I'm going to show you that too so y'all can see. But she just starts going on a rampage. The one thing I will say is this chick is good. We had DM for a little bit. There's some voice audios. And then during the process where I was trying to keep her sane, we exchanged phone numbers.
Same thing with Shannon Sharp. There was audios that proved something. You can't, I don't even know what the best route is. It probably should have transitioned from social media to just cell phones, because at least if you're recording calls, it notifies the person on the other end. At least on the iPhone, it does that. But that's what should have happened, bruh. That's what you should have just took it completely offline. But the exchanging the phone numbers, it just, and you never met this person. You have a valid argument. You never met the person, man. I don't know. I don't know about this one, man. It's not a good look though. It's not a good look. That's all I can say. Let's hurry up and try to wrap this up. This is crazy.
She starts chopping and screwing, and even AI in my voice, because she had it on a few voice audios. And since then, not a lot of blogs, but Tasha K mostly. And we know how thirsty and desperate she is and how many times she's been sued, like not fact checking anything, just whatever she sent, she runs.
That is true. I will give him his credit there. Tasha K has been sued, of course, by Cardi B. She stays. Tasha K is different. I haven't tuned in too much of her content. I might, try to watch a full episode one of these days. But he is right about Tasha K. So, her facts or her stories can be very, very questionable. So just had to add that piece in there. He is right about that.
So there were stories out there about me being gay. There are stories about me about allegedly trying to convince a girlfriend of mine not to go on reality TV. What else? There's a story about me, the recent one about me allegedly trying to talk someone into an abortion. They threaten stories about my kids and all kinds of weird and wild shit.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate, man. You really gotta watch how you move out here, man. You really do.
I think in closing, a lot of you who follow me and know me know that I'm not perfect, far from perfect. Fucked up plenty of times, but I'm real. A lot of my private stuff is played out publicly. You guys have witnessed me lose my family this year. You guys have witnessed a lot of shit. And again, I don't make no excuses for none of my bullshit. I accept everything on the chin that I'm responsible for. But again, I had to come and speak out this because it's bullshit. And perception is reality, and people run with perception instead of understanding the reality. When I went in court for these people that I'm about to sue, no one will talk about that because they don't care about that. But they love to run with the lies. So, like I said, this chick is good. She chops conversations up. She AIs conversations. She pieces 3 or 4 different conversations together to make them seem like something that's not true. So again, I'm gonna show you some shit so you can see. Y'all take it from there.
And I think this is what he's talking about. So you'll have to, of course, he's
in 1.5 miles.
Okay. Who's that woman? I fell out. That's not you. You know, you can kind of pause this reaction joint, at your discretion and look
A
at
to
a
the
lot of
right
this
to
stuff.
I-405 North.
And I think the sound effects of where I've got this from is just to kind of add context to stuff. I'm trying to stop it, because this is a scroll video that was posted, and this is crazy. This is a little wild. This is wild. With Matt Barnes, with his situation, this could have been avoided, y'all. And I'll never understand. For the life of me, I'll never understand celebrities getting into these situations. And maybe I won't understand because I just don't have the bread that they got. I just don't have the exposure that they have, or the temptation. I don't know. But what I do know is you never negotiate with terrorists. Okay? Yeah, we have some domestic. This is a terrorist right here. We do not negotiate with terrorists. And I really do hope he goes to court. I hope he wins. I hope he doesn't find himself in a situation where he has to settle. When you're doing well in life and you've had a rough reputation, people cannot wait to get you out of character to display the things that develop that reputation. It's very, very important, men, that you protect yourself. Black men, it is very important that you protect yourself because you have to fight against stereotypes, prejudice, and even people that look like you that want to take you out. It's an unfortunate game. And that's the thing. To them, it's a game. To you, it's your real life. So you have to be very, very careful that you make the right decisions. Like I said, I'm trying to stop this and let you guys kind of read on your own. You're going to have to pause this stuff the best way you can and go through it. Or I don't know if you DM me or you DM us, I'll try to DM you the video. But yeah, this is a big story as far as in sports and entertainment. And it's very, very unfortunate. It's very crucial that you protect yourself because some of these women, man, it's rough times right now. The economy is crazy. A lot of women can't find jobs and a lot of men that can't find jobs. And they will dedicate this type of behavior, themselves to this type of behavior for a job. But Matt, damn, man, protect yourself, brother. Like athletes, especially these young athletes. We probably need to do a video on the ways that men need to protect themselves because now some of these women have become the wolf and some of these men are the sheep. You see all these women having these bag babies by these celebrities. You see that drama that's going on with Offset, Cardi B, and Stephon Diggs. It's not a game. People are really, as Pirates of the Caribbean. It's everybody fighting for that treasure. But let me know what you guys think about this. Do you agree with some of the points I made with how Matt Barnes got himself into this situation? Let me know what you guys think. Me personally, I hope he gets out of this. I'm tired of seeing a lot of these women getting over on these dudes and getting the bag and basically living a whole lifestyle off of lies and extortion and stuff like that. So I hope he gets out of this. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section about this, man. How could have Matt Barnes avoided this situation in your opinion? Do you have a different way from what I said? Let me know what you guys think. You've been tuning into the Notion Podcast, Outlawed Opinions with yours truly, Dizzy D Spill. Let me know what you think. If this is your first time here, subscribe and turn the notifications on at the bell. Until next time, peace.